how does orgasming make y'all feel? Like when I say make y'all feel, I mean like in the moment and after. Like what's the after effects for y'all of orgasming?
For me, it
Mm.
depends on what orgasms is from. Because like I told y'all, I'm not like a whole lot of women. I orgasm easy. Like it's gonna happen. And
Must be nice.
I think it's because I like I'm pretty much one with my body, so I know how to do it myself because I've done a lot of masturbation and stuff like that. So I know I orgasm pretty easy. But so when it's a sex toy, of course, orgasm from a sex toy is like it's like being struck by lightning or your clit.
And the after effects, like does it bring you
Like
less like does it make you feel less stress or do you feel relief?
I
Like
could
are
go
you
to
mentally clear? Like what goes on?
like that junk just brings everything out of me. And like I can go to y'all know sleeping is hard for me, but like if I orgasm,
Oh,
I'm going
I
to
can
sleep
go straight to sleep.
afterwards.
Yes.
And that's not always with the guy with a person now. But if I'm masturbating, if I'm getting myself there, yeah, because I know exactly how to get myself there. Like
It
so go ahead.
it depends for me, the level of the orgasm though, because there is that really, really, really good one, and then it's just like, I finished.
And I've always been curious about a guy's orgasm too, because yeah, like
I,
I'm
I,
finished.
I
Like that
now
part, the orgasms that are not like you said, the really good one for you. How is that?
disappointment. For me, it was just like, okay, I finished. Like, how do I put it? Because a lot of people think that guys can orgasm and ejaculation is the same thing. It is not.
Mm.
You can have one without the other. You can just ejaculate.
See, that don't
Mm.
happen for us. It
You
don't happen for
sound like
us.
a child that just got through eating a disappointing meal that he did not want. It was like, I finished.
He's like, I'm
That's,
done. I'm done.
that's it. It's like, yeah, that's
Because for us,
well,
if it's disappointment, we ain't orgasming. Like it's
Facts.
not
it's
happening.
a
It's
difference
just
because
stop.
you could there's a different ways you could trigger that. Like somebody can trigger that, or you could trigger it yourself. But it could be interrupted. That's the thing. It could be like if emotion stops or something like that, then it's like up, and then you get right there. That's disappointment because you're about to feel the feeling that you want, and then it's just, but the other part still comes out. You still ejaculate, so it's just like shit.
Mm.
I've had that happen. It's like it's like you feel it and then something happens and then it's like your body releases it, but you're just sitting there like, what did you even do that for? Like, I didn't want you to do that. What did you even do that for? I didn't
Yes.
even feel, and then you can't go back to try and get it again because it's not the same, or you're tender, and it's just like I don't even want to do it no more.
Exactly. It's
I
kind of
ain't
kills.
never had the orgasm like that. Mine's is always fight works. Like,
Mm.
yeah, like
Most
I had
most of
some
those experiences
experiences with me.
most of those
With me
experiences
now.
have been with somebody else though. Like they'll either do
Yeah.
something to mess it up and it just be like, God damn it. And then like I'm so like nice, I try to not say nothing afterwards. Like, how was it for you? That's fine.
Nah, you should be like, could have been better.
See, that's why I'm asking
You
because it's always been the same. Like anytime it's been with somebody, it's always like afterwards they're like sleepy or tired
know.
or
And you
like
just
that
like,
was good, and I'm just like, okay,
nigga,
well,
you
what
ain't
about to do
even
now?
did that for real.
And they're
You
like, you
sleeping
not
for
tired? No. What are we about to do? We gonna go somewhere? We finna eat? Like, we finna watch a movie? What are we about to do? Like, and they're like, you not tired? No, because that
right.
doesn't help me function. Like,
Now
it doesn't matter to
when
me.
it's with somebody, I don't really I don't get the sleepiness. Now me, I do. But for me, like when I'm masturbating, the orgasm definitely is more intense and it lasts longer and afterwards I'm relaxed. I want me a snack and I'm going to sleep. Because I
I feel
always
like
gotta
mine
eat me a snack
broken.
afterwards.
Remember when India was like, "Is it broken?" It's like I think mine broken because I'll fall asleep in the middle of trying if I'm by
Bro, me
myself because
too.
I'm just
Nah,
like
no,
I
me
don't.
too. Me too sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I do. And I feel like too when I try to watch porn, because I don't really like porn like that. So when I try to watch it, I be falling asleep while looking at it too. It's like
I've done that a few times. I've done that like looking through the pages. I'll be on like page 22 and I'll fall asleep.
I remember
be dozing off.
when I was younger, like I could look at a porn and be like, oh, I would get there. But now I'm like
Right.
on page 75, like
Yeah, it's
this some
like
bullshit.
with your clit in the hand and the vibrator, it's like
Or watching them and you just be like, that ain't even real. You know damn well that does not feel good. Why are you even pretending so hard?
and see, that's why I don't like porn because I'm gonna commentate the whole time. You ain't want to watch that junk with me. I'm like, girl, stop lying. You know you don't like that. You know that don't feel good, whatever. But when I'm with somebody, like I haven't really had a lot of sexual experiences, and then the ones that I had mostly were terrible. And the person that I had the good ones with, it was some terrible stuff that happened too. So I can't really remember the good ones. So I don't got no data to go off of when it comes to having sex with other people. So
You
yeah,
just know you can get you there.
I know I can get me there, but like when it comes to somebody else, I ain't really got enough data.
I really
And
had
I've
to
heard
have a
people say, it helps them clear their mind and be stress free. And I'm like, it actually is worse. Go put that on the table. It's actually like the opposite for me. I'll get a headache or I'll be like irritable because now I'm like, okay, now what? What am I gonna do now? Now I want to watch TV, but now I don't know what to watch, or I want to eat, but the place is probably closed. Like it's always been that way. I have never, unless I'm like dead ass tired, I have never experienced what everybody else say they've experienced, and it's always been like weird to me because like any of my exes, they're like good game, and I'm like, okay, what we're gonna do?
Not good game.
And then like you don't want to cuddle and go to sleep, and I'm like, no, like get up, let's go. Like
Not
that
good
does not
game.
do that for me.
I'm just imagining smacking somebody and that's good game. Good job.
Good game, right?
Good
I,
job.
I I want you to have an amazing sex experience so bad. Like
Now,
I just
see,
want you to
I'll
have
say good game.
one.
Yeah, that was fun. Like I enjoy, I enjoy them enjoying it. Like I enjoy
Me
making
too.
them happy. So like when I see like they had a really good time, I'm like, yeah, that was a good game. That was fun. But what are we finna do? Like
Because I'm bored now. Like we done did this. What's next? People want to sleep. Like yeah,
right, they're like,
sex.
man,
Sex with a
I
person
must be
doesn't
doing my
make me
job.
tired.
Okay, thank you for that. That validates my feelings because they be
Yeah,
like,
it
"You
doesn't. It
tired?
doesn't
I
make me
want to
tired. It
cuddle, go to
doesn't
sleep." Like,
affect
no.
me. Like it doesn't make me. It doesn't de-stress me or nothing like that either. Um, but at the same time, I don't have a lot of experience. So yeah.
To me, like I said, it really, really, really depends. I've had a lot more bad than good, and even
Why
when
does
it's good, I feel like I've yet to reach the pinnacle. Yeah, where I was supposed to be because energies don't match or something wrong.
yeah. That's sad for all of us. Like,
I get
dang.
distracted too easy. I'll hear some shit and then mood just be like, "All right, let's get this over with."
Yeah. But I feel like it's also like that too because we're doing this and we want the emotional connection too, and that matters to us for us to enjoy it. So when we don't get that, it's like,
It's connected. It really is.
My brain doesn't allow me to do that. Like, even if I am emotionally connected, as soon as it comes down to the actual action, my brain is on go. Like, all right, I gotta make this, I gotta do this, I gotta look like this, gotta do this action. Like, I'm not in the moment to
do you think
feel
that's an
anything.
ADHD thing?
I
Okay,
don't
so
know because I
I
ain't
don't
never
feel
heard
so
nobody
bad.
else with
All
ADHD
right.
have that problem.
You don't think so? What about
I
you,
need to hear
Shay?
somebody else tell about their experience.
What about you, Shay?
uh, It. Uh,
Let's talk about the past experiences, not right now.
yeah. Past
I mean, but
experience.
they're not that much better though. Because I'm gonna say this.
Hey, why do
All right,
all of us
so
have terrible sex lives?
because honestly speaking, and I don't, I honestly don't feel like I know my body well enough for to even like give an opinion. Because I feel like okay, so I can get myself off, right? But
Right.
I've never had an orgasm with a person. Like, never.
Mm.
The sex feels good, like the emotion feels nice, but have I felt the same way that I would feel if it was just me? No. Like, it's just so
Is
I'm
it
like,
just penetration?
So, like, is there any clitoral stimulation while you're having penetration?
Right, because a lot of
um,
women don't get off from penetration.
yeah,
Right,
I
right.
don't get off from penetration at all. Like I've never. So again, the clitoral stimulation is on my own behalf because guys are selfish.
Wait,
Um,
what?
Roya
yeah,
say,
so
"Hey,
it's
no."
sorry, Royal. But some of your counterparts are just terrible.
I
Some
know.
of your
I know.
counterparts are fucking awful. Cause like okay, so for example, I've had a lot of experiences where it's like, okay, there's penetration, and I'll start reaching my hand down, and they're like, yeah, no, I want to do the work, and then don't do the work. So I'm like, why did you
Mm.
want me to stop if you're so I keep going, and that's the only way that I can get off. Like guys have never been like, oh, let me handle that for you.
You need
It's
you
it's
need some
never.
cock rings.
I mean, maybe so, maybe so.
I think
Cause
everybody should have a good cock ring.
okay, so what does that feel like? I feel
Let me.
like I'm asking such a
I'm
childish
gonna just
question.
say this. I have the information, but not the experiences. I don't know how it
Hey,
feels.
chill.
I've never used one, but I wanted to, but I never used one. So
I think
I'm so
it's you
interested.
get both at the same time. You get the penetration and then you get the vibrating part for your clit. So
Mm.
you
are you so you
getting
mean
both
specifically because
We've
stimulated.
had,
there's a
I've
couple
had
different
The
them.
kinds of
ones with the vibration thing on it,
okay.
not just the regular like cock rings, but like the
I've
one
had
with
that.
Yeah.
It's not that great.
Uh,
you don't think so, Van? I've never
No,
tried it,
I've
because
never.
unfortunately.
the ring itself doesn't vibrate. It's only the
The
clit
little
part that
thing.
vibrates. So it's not really for the man. It's more so for the woman. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, it can help keep the blood flow, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything for the man. It's like so much.
I
And
think
for the
those ones
woman,
with
you
the
have to keep it
vibration.
there. And if
I
they're
think
So they
constantly
don't
Yeah.
feel the
moving,
vibration at
obviously,
all.
Yeah, I
no.
think the cock
And
rings with the vibration thing is for the women, but like the cock rings are supposed to have
So
elongated erections
so the
and
so wait, so I because in my brain, at least in my brain, this is how I thought it would work. That they put the vibration cock ring on, and the vibration through the little
mm-mm.
thing that's on top would eventually get to
It's
them at
rubber.
some point,
no,
It's
right?
it
like
doesn't work
this. It's
like
like
that
this
because
stretchy, rubbery material. So no,
yeah, I wish I could
Oh
find it right
damn,
now.
that's
I think it's in the
trash.
bathroom
but it
somewhere.
is
But
different
yeah,
kinds now. Because I've seen some that are a little, I guess you could say sturdier, like not as they a little.
but you still got to remember it's on him. So if he's
Mm-hmm.
penetrating you, obviously it's not gonna stay on your clit. So it's
Yeah.
just like
So then, what
random
is it
hitting you,
for?
and at some point,
See
exactly. At some point, it's
the
just
way
like
that I write
what
about it in my
get
books,
rid of
you know, you do it's a little combo. You penetrate,
this
then
the
you like
way it's supposed to
get up
be.
in there and you let it get the clit a little bit, and then you pull it back out before she come. Like it's kind of like a edging type of
It's like a
thing.
okay.
And you
Cause
pull it
I'm
back out
like,
before she could
Speaking
come.
of
Like you teasing. That's how I write it. I don't know how niggas do it though.
how
In the
okay.
actual vibration thing, though, it's not well. I don't know. For me,
It's probably
it
not be as
wasn't a
strong.
good vibration. Yeah, it's not strong like at
Yeah.
all. You'll do
I wouldn't
better
think
off
that
with
it's as
just a
strong
regular
as the
ass
other
vibration.
vibration. with the regular clit stimulators and stuff like that,
Imagine your
because
phone ringing on vibrate.
yeah,
I think the phone probably have a little bit more power than that.
You said the
yeah.
phone has more power? Damn.
Because of the way
Oh,
that
that's
it's
weak.
made, but they do have some that are different that gonna hit it, and they got the like bigger the bigger vibration part, the bigger clit stimulator is bigger. It's kind of like a sex toy, but it's the ring that goes around him, and then they got the clit stimulator, and I'm pretty sure both people can feel the vibration on that one. Now, if you going for that cheap one, the pink one, the little pink one that they might throw in your bag when you go to the sex stores, you might not get a lot of stimulation from that. You have to spend a good bit of money for those like other ones for it to, for you to get the effects that you're supposed to get. So it's different ones.
Okay.
It depends on what you get.
While we're on the topic of toys here, right?
Because y'all
I have a
know
question.
when it comes to the toys.
All right, so not to out my man, but we gonna out him. It's fine. He's not gonna be my man for much longer.
Well, damn.
So in my head, all right, we're gonna start from the beginning. In my head, right? I was thinking this back when I thought that I actually loved him. I mean, this has nothing to do with emotional or anything, but still. So I really wanted to see what I could do to elevate the sexual part, because that's what was missing, right? So he is not a large man in both places. So I was looking at dick extenders. Dick extenders do nothing for the nigga, I presume, right? So like, because from what I saw, the dick
Yeah, they're
extender
just supposed to
goes
give a
on
little
top
bit
of
length. Yeah.
Oh, that's trash. Damn.
It doesn't
do
give
anything for
any
them.
type of stimulation or nothing like that. It's just a little bit, add a little length. And I would think that they're uncomfortable for both people.
I haven't even looked into anything about that, so
Yeah.
it does sound like it would be uncomfortable though. I've heard about it.
Super
It's like
it's literally just a cap. Like you just
I think it would be, if anything, it would decrease pleasure for the man.
Damn.
Right. Woman too.
I mean, I assume
some of them be having those little like sticky things on the end of it, like the spikes. Of course, it's not like sturdy or nothing like that.
I've never understood those types of like additions to toys in general. Like
I think
whether
it's
it be like the spikes, like
unnecessary.
ribbed. I'm like,
Me neither.
That seems like it's not.
The group that I belong to, there are reasons for them. There are definitely reasons for them.
Okay,
so they
so
good.
let me
Because
know.
I'm scared of them.
Yeah, they kind of scare me. What happened? So you got to spill. Go ahead.
Well, y'all like anime.
Right.
Y'all have watched
all of
hentai too,
us.
correct?
I'm the only person
Of
that
course,
hasn't.
I don't think I really haven't either.
I've never watched it.
I enjoy watching hentai more than I watch regular people.
Same.
I think because watching humans have sex is ill. I was like, well, go ahead.
Yeah, so you got the tentacles, you got the octopus tentacles, you have the aliens, you have the monsters, you have the orcas, the ogres, all of that. Imagine that being for those type of people. Because they actually have those type of toys as well. I've seen
they're
so
supposed
many
to like give the
illusion
of that. They're supposed to give like the illusion of.
There's a feeling. Apparently, it's a good feeling for some of them. Apparently, I would think it would be uncomfortable, but for some of them, they really enjoy it.
Okay. Kudos.
Welcome back to the Social Psycho Podcast, where we take a look at things affecting the Black community from a sociological and psychological point of view. I'm Boonie, and I'm here with Royal, Seye, which is the first time she's making an appearance.
Hey, y'all.
And Vanjalyn. How are y'all doing today?
Not affecting the Black community.
Hey, that could be.
I disagree there. I disagree.
Hold on, wait, what?
Disagree
the subject
there.
we were just talking about, I highly doubt was affecting the Black community.
Oh no, what we about to get into, the Lost Art of Foreplay. Yeah. we gonna segue into that. But yeah, that's the topic for today, and this is part 2 because we did a episode on that. That was the last episode, the one that came out this week. It was just me and Royal, but we wanted to have some more voices, some more opinions, because we just we didn't get all the answers that we needed with just the two of us. So, oh yeah, before I get into it, I did do a poll on TikTok, and I want to give the results. And I was actually shocked that people was answering it, and it was mostly men. So I want to get the results of what they feel when it comes to foreplay. And the question that I asked was, is foreplay important to you? And let me go to it.
Do you think
okay, is missing? I got 21 votes. 19 said yes, and 2 said no. So 19 out of 21 people believe that foreplay is important, and they were all men. I think the only woman was Van. I think if she voted, I don't know, somebody. It was like one woman, but we wanted to have a part 2 to this conversation because, like, I really do think like what Van was talking about was not this topic. She was talking about what we was talking about before, but I think it does affect us because we just been talking, and obviously our sex lives are not that great. I feel like there's a lot of components missing, and mine is non-existent right now, and I think people think that it's because I don't want to have sex or there's something wrong. I've tried. I've had instances with a few people that I was trying to get to come on the episode that I thought I was gonna have sex with, but things happened and it didn't happen. So yeah, I tried. So it's not that I'm not trying. It's that I just kind of feel like it's not worth it with the people that I've been coming across, I guess. But once I feel like it's worth it, I definitely will. But we're gonna jump right into the conversation with the first segment, which is the What's Your Theory segment. What do you expect from foreplay? Why do you need it?
Well, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
I was waiting for somebody to start, but I was like, okay. So when it comes to foreplay, for me specifically, it depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, right. So not everything achieves the same goal. Like they all work for one main goal, but they don't all like. Some of them have to work in tandem. Like, okay, for example, I know I'm an adult, but still, it's like, ooh. Anyway, I need a lot of nipple play. Like there has to be some sucking involved and little licking involved, and that for me personally has to work in tandem with kissing as well. They're if there's just one, it doesn't really do much for me, but them together both achieves the same. It yes. So but trying to think. Somebody could jump in here at any time while I get my thoughts together.
What do you like what do you try to achieve for foreplay? Like, are you doing it just for the pleasure of it? Are you doing it for just for the warm up, or is it all of that? Like, you want it to be pleasurable, you want it to warm you up? Because I think I've seen sex therapists say that women need at least 20 minutes of foreplay. And they say even if you do get wet, even if your vaginal canal opens up and stuff like that, you still need that time because it wakes your body up. Like your body is woke or whatever. It wakes it all the way up. Not just enough for you to, for him to slide it in there or whatever. Maybe y'all don't slide it in there. Maybe, maybe y'all have slug sex.
You said what? Yeah, no, the sex therapist is correct. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that sounds about right.
Mental. Even though they get their erection happens fast, they still need all of that time because it wakes, like I said, it wakes your whole body up.
Because if I don't get that at least 15, there's not enough wetness to do anything. So you might as well just pack it up. Like if you're not doing it, you just goodbye. Because in situations where there was no foreplay, like, okay, and maybe this is guys not being well informed enough, but I personally dislike when there's not enough foreplay and they stick it in and they're like, oh man, you're so tight. No, I'm not yet. Like, yes, I am tight, but it's like I'm also dry. That's why you're feeling what you're feeling.
You're not really supposed to be that tight.
Like, I'm tight, but it's because I'm dry. Like, let's not conflate the two. You didn't do enough work. Like, don't get me wrong, I am tight, but it shouldn't be difficult. Because there's situations where it's like there's a struggle to get it in there, and I'm like, because I'm not wet enough. And in my head, that's what I'm saying. Like I could vocalize it, but I'm like, like I said, for some situations, some of the times, depending on the person, there's not enough care. Like obviously, if there's care enough for me to sleep with them,
pre-care is important.
But it's like sometimes I've had a one night stand for this particular situation. I didn't care enough to let the man know that it's like, all right.
Plus, say, go ahead, Roya.
Speaking of that, before I answer the question, I was watching a show called Upload, and it's like, in the future, and they had a hookup site or whatever, and you could literally rate people like on the spot. Like, and so like the guy finished with the girl and he walked away and was like 3 stars.
Hey yo.
They need to be rated while they're doing it.
Yes.
Kissing 3 stars. Touching 1 star. Clitoral stimulation, no stars.
No stars.
For a grand total of 2 stars.
No stars.
You failed the mission.
Bruh. So it's like the care wasn't enough. It wasn't there enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm dry as hell. Like, can you really suck at this? Like, so I would take it upon myself to be the head one in control because he obviously doesn't know what he's doing. But those 20 minutes are very key because you need to give it time to lubricate itself. You can't just be like, hey, I'm just gonna stick it in there. Like,
I've been hearing a lot of dudes like a lot of people has been saying recently like all vaginas aren't the same. Like we know this. Some are bad and a lot of guys have been saying, it's been dry, and I'm like, you have to give to get with vaginas. You can't just expect it to just be wet and ready
all the time.
You have to give and get to get. And it takes some time. It takes that 20 minutes is essential. Like it takes time for it to get there. So if it's dry, and I know a lot of y'all like to be like, women blame everything on us. It really do be y'all. A lot of the times it really do be y'all. Like it do. We need that. But what about you, Royal?
I expect mental and physical stimulation.
Yeah,
and lubrication. For I'm not trying to rhyme, I got bars and all that, but I'm not trying to rhyme. But Also, I expect
lubrication. He said because
expect
dicks get wet too.
big facts. But I also expect. Well, I try to give my partner an orgasm or a couple of them before we even get to the penetration. So it's like, what are
very
what are
very
you doing?
cute.
What are you doing? So it's like, because when you get, it makes it better, because when you slide in, you know it's ready. It's like, yeah, like
You put that fork in it. Ooh, that's your juicy.
it's important because of those reasons, because the men and women's bodies are not ready. You know, you don't just wake up ready to go. Even if your mind is there, your body is not.
Right.
So you got to, give your body a kickstart a little bit. Come on, let's pull the string a little bit. Let's, okay, let's start it up. What's the
a lawnmower takes a couple times. You gotta pull the string.
Hey, you gotta be,
but also be gentle.
Gentle.
Once you crank that thing a little bit, though, it start get to working and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Best experience of your life. What about you, Van?
Hold up, what?
What about you? What about you, Van?
My bad, the kids are trying to show me their room, but I don't need it. So
please go into detail for the class.
My version of foreplay, I don't think is everybody else's. Like we can like, for me, when I actually do want to do it, it's not because I'm horny or anything like that. It's more so, you know what? I feel like it can be an activity. It can be like a fun activity if I'm in the mood to do that. So I'll put on lingerie, I'll set the mood, music, all that kind of shit. And that basically is my foreplay. Like I'll be in the room by myself and just wait on him to come in the room. But I don't want that 20 minutes of foreplay before. No, 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 no. I already don't like physical affection. I'm not a physical person. Physical affection is not my love language. So when you get the rubbing and touching, I'm gonna get irritated. Because for one, I also have sensitive skin. I'm gonna start itching. I don't want that shit. I don't want that. I would like to just get straight to it. And I know somebody like, so you just be wet on the spot. Lube. That's what lube is for. Get it. Lube. So, lube. Lube it up. We good to go. Get to it. Whenever we get done, we're done. And
Bro,
I'm
she
like,
said that
okay,
joke so much.
now what to do? Yep. I don't need it. I don't need the whole 20 minutes. I don't want the whole 20. We can listen to some music for a while. We can talk. And either way, when we're done doing that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my version of foreplay. Like, just listening to music, talking. But when it gets to the, trying to kiss and rub, so we can get, no, I don't need a warm up. Let's just get it done.
Nigga, put them lips
and I don't
away
know
and
if
give
it's
me that
because
dick.
I've had kids. Like, I've never actually, like I said, I've never cared for sex. I've had it, obviously, but I've never cared for it. Anytime I've had sex, it's been to please the other person, not because I wanted it. It was just, all right, I like you. I want to make you happy. I've gotten all my emotional needs met. I will give this to you. That's how it's been for me.
Lights, camera, action.
So I don't need all the extra. I don't need the warm up. I don't need the no, because especially when I became a parent, like your child not sleeping through the night. My children have never slept through the night until like recently. My daughter still does not sleep through the night. She's 3. I ain't got time for you to be sitting here trying to warm up the engine. No, fucking turn it on and go. We need to go.
The way them kids would have
turn the key and go.
Cause at the door knocking.
Mommy,
open up.
Supposed to be
Hold
sleeping.
on.
And you supposed to be sleeping anyway.
Get in the bed.
Right. And people be like, just close your door. If they are awake, I cannot do it. I don't care if they're in their room. I cannot do it if they are awake, because now I'm gonna be focused on, can they hear?
them.
Or they come to the door? What they doing? Anything. They have to be asleep. And if they are asleep, cool. But I need you to hurry it up, because they can wake up at any given moment.
Any moment. Okay.
You a good mama, because I would not care if they could hear.
That's the
why
thing.
you?
They
Why
can
you
wait
can't
as soon
do
as
it.
you stop.
Why you
Because if
listening?
they're in the middle of doing it and they wake up, my mood is gone. Like, it is off, and there is no coming back. I cannot do it. Like, if
Why you
it's
think it's like
gone,
that though?
no idea.
Got you.
I'm
For
already,
me,
like I said, I'm already not a sexual person, so it's really a lot more work trying to get me turned on versus me getting turned off. I will get turned off real quick. I don't care if it was just my son moving in his bed, because his bed can creak sometime when he moves.
I'm about to say,
If he
hear
moves and
that?
hear that, yes, I can hear. I'm a mother. I hear everything.
No. Yeah.
No sneaking going around in her house.
Nope.
Because if I'm asleep, I will hear when one of them either opens their door, gets out the bed. If I hear a toy, if I hear my son shift in his sleep, I'll wake up right before they do something. Like, that's just how my senses are. I will wake up. I will hear everything. My son thought he was gonna go sleep in the living room one night just because. Nigga, get back in the bed. It was like 4 in the morning. Like, nigga, get back in the bed. I thought you were asleep. I thought you was too. Get in the bed.
He tried it. He tried it for real.
He
Mommy,
did, but like I said, I have never been a sexual person. That doesn't, obviously, again, for those who
Nothing
not
wrong with
listening,
that.
that doesn't mean I don't have sex. I've just never been sexual. But like I said, I get my joy out of sex by making the person I care for happy. So if it's fun to me, to make it fun for them. So like with my husband, I'll get dressed up. Like I said, I'll buy lingerie. I'll get dressed up in some lingerie, do my makeup, do my hair, and just like put on heels, all kind of stuff. And he would be so excited, so happy, and that makes me happy. So at the end of the night, he's like, "That was amazing." I'm like, "Oh, look at you." Like, that
Good
was
for
good.
you.
Not saying his sex is bad, just that I don't get the same feeling like he gets. I don't get like release or stress reliever or anything like that from sex. It's not saying his sex is bad. It's just I've never gotten that feeling with anybody. So I'm like, awesome, you had fun. I had fun with you.
Watching you have fun.
Fine, but yeah. So, and especially if it's like a big one, like I can tell it was a big one. It's beautiful. It's like, oh, we had fun. But as far as the sex itself, like, no, I don't need the whole foreplay thing. No, I just,
bro,
let's
your
just get this
voice
over with.
changed for the big one. You...
The way she explains it, though, it's like, good for you.
It's like
it's like,
I love seeing it. Love to see it, because like, oh my God, you had so much fun. I'm happy that you had fun. I had fun with you. And he's like, you feel better? I there was nothing wrong in the first place, so there's nothing for me to feel better from. I have to explain it every time. I'm like, you feel better? And he'd be like, yeah. And he'd be like, you feel better? And I'm like, I wasn't, there was nothing
fine.
wrong in the first place. Like, yeah, I was already
sex be
fine.
making people feel better. Like, it like makes y'all feel like okay, even though y'all got issues, problems.
That's the thing. Any man I've ever had sex with always said the same thing. It's a stress reliever for them. It's a big release for them, type of shit. So that's why I'm like, I must be just broken, because I don't get that shit.
Because after all
I don't get
that,
that
it's
either.
like, that was cool. I got stuff to do now.
Nah,
Yeah,
dead ass.
That's-
Like
I got
it
I'm
doesn't
some.
help me
old now.
forget
My
my
back be
problems.
hurting. Like my
Yeah, that
legs be
too
hurting, my thighs be burning, back
hurts.
be hurting the next day, head hurting. I'm like, come on, we gotta go do something. We gotta go somewhere. We gotta eat, watch some movies, something like.
it's a release for me, but my problem's still there.
Yeah, like I don't feel better
Nigga, I'm still
about
depressed,
nothing.
even though I just
You
busted.
said
I
I'm
just
still
said,
depressed.
Yeah,
I'm still depressed.
right, right.
Oh, earlier when he was like, I'm done. It's like, oh, the disappointed.
Nah, but it dead ass be making me. It's like, oh, after you come, it's like, oh my god, oh, still depressed. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Like now
still
I
gotta
got
deal
stuff
with
to
that
do.
shit.
Okay, that was
Oh,
fun. Let's go get this
still
stuff
got bills
done.
to pay. Like, the fuck?
Right.
Now,
But
if I could fuck away bills, oh hell
and,
yeah, that'd be
and
great.
problems too.
Woo,
I
I
oh
would
mean, you
love.
lord,
technically can.
hey, chill, chill, man.
See, let's be real. We're
my
women.
my
If
mind went right
we
to there
choose
too.
to
For
do
real, I
so,
swear to
we
God.
technically.
We can fuck bills away.
Yeah, you could really, literally.
Bro, you know what I could pay with this coochie? And it just be sitting here marinating. But for me, yeah, I definitely need foreplay. And I need it like to warm my body up. Like cause it takes I need that whole 20 minutes, like Shaya said. It takes a lot for me to get there. Like I think a lot of dudes, like when you wet, they think, oh, you ready. No, I'm literally, when I say that I'm always wet, I am, because my mind is always on sex. Like I'm literally always wet. That means nothing. I come like that. However, that doesn't mean that I'm ready for you to enter me. It
Right.
takes a lot more for me to get there. So yeah, I need it for the warm up. I need it for it to be so it feels good to me, because if I'm not as lubricated as I could be, then it's not comfortable for me. Then it's
Right.
just it feels good to you, but for me it's not. So yeah, that's why I feel like it's important, and I expect for us to connect during foreplay. I expect for foreplay to be like that, like when you downloading your games to your phone or something like that, you putting things on your computer for it to run properly, like for us to connect. So
Right.
when we get to intercourse, it's good, like it's actually enjoyable for that sexual chemistry to start mixing, and for us to we there, we here with each other. That's what I think foreplay is for. I don't think a lot of people probably use it like that, but I think that's what it's for you to get that connection going with that person. Maybe that's why a lot of y'all don't like doing it, because it does. It makes you connect to them because you're exploring each other's bodies. And like Royal said, I need the mental stimulation and the physical stimulation. So even just having
Yeah.
a conversation with you about something that we're both interested in, that's foreplay. Like everything leading up to the actual intercourse for me is foreplay. Like we could be washing the dishes together and like we feel that energy between us. That's foreplay to me. Like just the intimacy that you get from your partner while getting ready to have intercourse, all of that to me is foreplay, and I feel like it's very necessary for me, all experiences. I am not a one night stand person unless it's with a woman. I couldn't do a one night stand with a man. I don't think I just couldn't with a woman, because we have the same parts, and like I don't feel like it would take a lot more. Like I still need that warm up. I still need that 20 minutes or whatever, but I feel like with a woman it would be easier for me to have sex with them without having to get to know them for a while. Would I do it? No. I'm not a one night stand type of person. Like I don't know you. I don't know where you've been. I need you to get tested and all that. With all genders, I need all genders to get tested. I don't care who you are.
Say it again.
Just because you're a woman does not mean that you don't need to get tested. It does. You still do. But I need, we need that connection. Like I need that before we have the actual sex because I think it makes it better. And like Royal said, excuse me, having a few orgasms before you have intercourse for either. Oh, I don't know, because a lot of guys say they only nut one time, which makes me sad. but but I get it, I guess. Like a lot of y'all say y'all only nut one time, so y'all don't like to nut off a head. That doesn't work for me. I'm a pleaser, so I'm here for the cum shot. Every time.
Yeah.
Like every time. That's what I'm here for. So like I wouldn't know what to do with that. You mean to tell me I can't suck you off till you come? And then like
Yeah, I don't like that either.
come again.
I don't. I've heard a lot of that too. It's just like
It's a
but
lot
why?
of them that don't. And I'm like, God dang it. Why y'all wait this long?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
But yeah, it's some of y'all, the rare, the jewels
The gems.
that got a few of them in y'all. But yeah, I think orgasming before, especially like if you like really, and to me this not freaky, but for some of y'all it is. If you're really freaky and you're planning to have like anal, because I feel like you should plan anal sex. Don't just like surprise. You should plan it.
Okay, wait. I need clarification on that. What does that mean to plan for anal sex?
Because you got to clean yourself out.
Okay.
Clean yourself out.
Eat the right foods beforehand.
Eat the right foods.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You got to prepare.
I know it's not story time, but there was a very bad experience with anal. I don't know what the story time is going to be, so I'll save it for that if you want me to.
It's a bad, yeah. It's what you got to say, so yeah, you can save it. But yeah, like I feel like a couple of orgasms before, if you can do that. If you can't, I'll have sex with you once. That's it. I can't do no more after that. I can't do no more after that. That's not, I don't know. It's not fun for me, but it's the majority. So I have to, get through it. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. For women, I'm gonna focus on women. Or a couple of orgasms before makes it better because our body is obviously is warmed up if we're able to have an orgasm or whatever. And I feel like after orgasms, for me, I don't know for everybody else, but I'm a little more sensitive, so it feels a little better for me. Not the clit though, because you do that too much.
Yeah. That's what I was just
when
about
it gets swollen.
Yeah.
It could be too much. But moving on to the next segment, which is the hear me out segment. Do you think foreplay is intimidating to some people? Why or why not? I'll start with Royal.
I definitely think it is because people overall are intimidated by sex. They're intimidated by things that they don't know. A lot of men are intimidated by the women's clitoris. Like
vagina too.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but I think it's the unknown. So people are intimidated to dive into it because they don't know how they'll be at it. Or they're intimidated because they don't have the partners that are gonna kind of guide you and tell you what they want.
And they don't have the experience too.
Exactly. So you need that. People are just intimidated by it because they just don't know. They haven't had great experiences before. Communication is not good. Communication is a big part of sex because if you're not telling the partner, I like this, I like that, do this, they're not gonna know.
Sex is literally your bodies communicating to each other, so it is important. What about you, Shaya?
I definitely feel that they're intimidated by it. My reasoning, I mean, it's kind of similar to Royal, but I feel like, along with what he said, it requires, I can only speak for the man side. I have not delved in the woman pool yet, but when it comes to having sex with the man, I feel like they're intimidated, or they would be intimidated by foreplay, simply because I know that sex in general is a version of vulnerability, but foreplay within itself is specifically more vulnerable than penetration or the physical direct act of it. And guys are very most of the time they're unable to be vulnerable. So again, it goes into the fact that they don't know their partner. They don't know whether, how, they don't know
what they like,
either what they like or what
how
their
to get them
partner likes.
off.
Like it's a territory that they like you said, they don't know. And like I said, there's a different type of vulnerability that comes with it, because in the this is me being presumptuous, but in a guy's mind, it's more they would assume that, penetration is just one, like, for lack of a better word, like one motion. Like, okay, I stick my penis in there and in and out, right? And if I'm going to simplify it to its bare bones. But with foreplay, it requires a ton of, it requires more
Intimacy.
knowledge, and it's more intimate than that. And I think that causes intimidation because, fear and all of
Right.
that. But yeah,
I feel like all of it should be intimate. Like when people, because
you would
people
assume that,
have
right?
said that,
Yeah,
foreplay is more intimate. That's why they don't do it. But like sex, period, is
it's
intimate.
intimate. Yes.
Y'all keep trying to make it. Y'all keep trying to
They
strip
they
away the
compartmentalize. Yeah, they
and
compartmentalize it.
you can't. I don't care what y'all say. You can't. It was created to be intimate for a reason. So, but if Shay don't have any more to
No,
say,
I
Van,
don't.
go ahead. What about you, Van?
Pretty much everything both of them were saying, some are scared, and I feel like it's because there is, I mean, I guess depending on the kind of person you are, there is like kind of a awkwardness about that stage because you do have to ask. It's basically
You're learning.
you're learning, but that's not sexy. Depending on how you go about, that's not sexy. Like if you're
It can be.
you
It
can't
can
do
be.
it in the moment. Like you're learning it, but somebody has to tell you, yeah, do it like this, yeah, do it like that, and you're kind of like testing. Okay, how about like this? And they're like, no, like this. All right,
That
like
can be.
this. Like
You
you're
can turn
going
that
through
into
those
a
motions.
game. Find my
You would have to
hotspot.
know how, but if neither one of you know how to do that, you're learning as you go, and you can ease. Well, I don't know, a person like me could get turned off from it because now I'm just like on focus mode. Like, okay, I need to do this like this, but it can get awkward sometimes when doing that because, like you said, you're learning, so you're having to go baby steps to see what's good instead of just based off what you know because everybody is
It's
different if
different.
you're trying to actually learn that person. But if you're just going off of what you know that you've done to millions, not millions, but hell, probably millions for some people.
Millions.
But if you're just going based off what you've done to every person
Sheesh.
you've been with, then of course you'll be in there, confident and it'll seem sexy because your confidence alone is sexy. But if it's sexy enough, some people might let it slide that you're not doing exactly what is needed for them to get where they want to go because they feel like, all right, I'll get it another way.
I feel like
So
if you
I
give
think
it
it can
It
directions and
intimidate
it
depends
if
on
they're
feel,
how the
learning.
directions are given, though. I feel
I feel like if you giving it, it's awkward. Just moan. What?
yeah,
Doing it
like,
like
Exactly, but if
because
you
a
have
little,
to
a
give
little,
specific
a little to the left,
directions,
there's
like
Hey,
there's
that.
a there's
that
a
does.
different
Yeah,
way of
like
saying, like,
that. Like
not that way. No, can you do it
right.
like that? Like, you
Hey,
just
Yeah,
gotta,
like
there has
moan
to
a
be a,
little bit.
yeah.
that
When
does
they
depend
right? But
like
sometimes.
after
that.
so
Not
many
there.
say
Like, you can't
no,
say it like
like
that. I
this,
got
like that, like
it.
if you're really, really in the moment and there are so many like this, like that, after a while it's just
It
like,
stopped. Yeah, I know. I get it.
Not for
yeah.
me.
Shit, I'm not gonna stop trying, but
That's
I
why I
get
think like
it.
I think you should definitely work on that before y'all get
Before
to
you
the point,
actually,
so they'll already know it. So like Boonie said, like a
So how?
game or something, y'all can make a
yeah,
game out of it to learn each other
or
before
or
you get to
talk
the point
about
of,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
getting
do
ready to have
this.
sex.
And I feel like that should be a thing implemented in it. Really, let's learn each other's bodies. Like, what's wrong with that? Because, baby, if I'm giving head, I'm gonna be one with it. Like, I just want to
One with
know.
the penis. Yes,
I'll
yes,
one
yes.
with the penis because, and I think too, you have to love the person's. You have to love the genitals, and I feel like vaginas are more intimidating because there's more parts to it, but the way to make it more exciting or easier for you to I guess for you to give pleasure to it is to build a relationship with it.
With
I
it.
know that might sound crazy or corny or it might sound awkward, but that's what's missing. That's the point. That's what's missing in foreplay. Like you don't really love vaginas. You just love the pleasure that you
It,
get from it.
it's
You don't appreciate it. You don't love it. Nothing. When I'm about to
I
give head, I am intrigued.
yeah, and I was
That
about
is
to tiptoe off of that. Like I've had a lot of personal experiences when I'm giving head where it's like, because I like to look at it, take time to look
Yeah.
at it, lift it up a little bit, look at it different angles. And I've had
No.
numerous people look at me like,
What
what's
are you
wrong with you? Like,
doing?
what's and I'm like, I'm just looking. Can I
Like,
look?
nigga, do you see this? It's a work of art.
And I have to look at it at all angles. I got to see every part of it. Do you got any moles? Like I named the little moles if you got one. Like oh, constellations. I find it's
You
beautiful. Like, but I've had
constellation.
many niggas, many niggas look at me like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just suck the shit. I'm like, nah, you though, because the way I build a relationship with it, you're gonna be
Exactly.
mind blown. So
And
that could wait. But let
this
me
is what
look.
we was telling you. Because you see how you sound while you talking about it.
Hey, chill.
Mhm.
I think it was a couple of years ago. It was a poll, and man was saying don't like the way vaginas look. Like they do inherently think they're disgusting.
They don't
And I'm
like
like, see,
them.
y'all just
That's why they're
y'all
not
just
good
like
at
what
it.
y'all can do to them, but
Wait,
y'all don't
what?
They
They
actually
don't like
like
don't
them.
the
like them. They don't like vaginas.
yeah.
They weird.
They don't like them. They
They
really
seriously was
are disgusted by it. Like I hear a lot of men say that, like how they talk about it, and that's why a lot of y'all are not good at sex because y'all don't like
Yeah, you're
vagina.
scared of
And
it.
this
You're
is why
scared
I
of it.
said in the last episode they like holes.
Oh yeah, no, you did say that. Mm,
They just want to stick it in there. They don't care nothing about nothing else. And it's some men that do. And I was trying to invite some of those men on here, but they were busy.
that's weird though.
It's
Like, how do
some
you
men
not
that
like
really
it though?
do, but
You
they
think it's something
don't. They really don't.
mm.
like y'all said, you gotta form a relationship with that. You gotta
You
be down there.
do.
I gotta talk to the pussy. What's wrong with y'all?
Have a conversation.
Like,
Yes.
them lips ain't lips. They ain't lips for no
We need to have a
reason. You're gonna
conversation real
Shit.
talk
quick.
back.
Hey.
You're gonna talk back.
But I don't get it. Like, how
But
can
I
you
think
be
that's the
so vehemently
intimidating
opposed
factor
to it?
of it. They really don't like vagina. It disgusts them. I be hearing a little like I listen to women talk about it. They talk about the
Mm,
different. You can tell the difference between the ones that do like it and the ones that don't, because
mm,
because of how they talk about it.
right.
But that's the problem why a lot of them are intimidated because it's a lot of parts. And I get it. Vaginas do got a lot of parts to it, but they all serve a purpose. You should get to know that purpose. And I feel like you should just appreciate it in general because I appreciate y'all penises. I really do. Sometimes y'all might get on my nerve, but the penis is always going to be good with me. Always. I appreciate it.
I don't understand like
Me
how
neither.
the mindset of that. Like I wanna I want to assume I can't even make that assumption because I want
Because like when you think about the history of it, you go from like when we were in like the 80s, the 90s, it wasn't cool to eat vagina. It wasn't cool to do stuff like that. So it's like, ew, you do that. If you do that, you're this type of dude. You do that, you're that type of dude or whatever. And you know, it's coming to a time where it's cool. You hear some men talking about how much they like it or whatever. And you got some that they really terrify. I feel like men,
some of the niggas that say they like it to be fun, man.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. They do. But you got some that really be terrified of it because it's like, okay, like I was saying in the last episode, it's like they get down there and it's like, okay, now what? Like, what do I do? And they be
Does
stuck.
not compute. Does not compute.
They be lost. They be sticking. That's why they be sticking their tongue in their hole. Like Van said, they just know holes.
They just
want to
know
stick
holes,
something in
yep.
hole. And some
That's
women
so-
don't like
that's so-
that. I feel like if you're doing it a certain type of way, it's cool. Is it like getting me off? Not really.
No, like I'm sorry, I don't
Like,
like it. I hate that.
it's
Stay
like
up here. Stay at the top.
the
Okay.
clit. You have
Stay
the
at
clit.
the
Like I
top.
said, you have the
Don't go down.
clitoris.
Like, what are y'all
You
doing?
have the labia minora, the labia majora, you have the perineum, and like I said on the last episode, women also have perineums that y'all can explore as well. And y'all have them too that I want to explore, but y'all don't want us to go that far down sometimes. And I don't like that.
Nah, yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
That's supposed to be a part of the dick suck.
I be wanting to give y'all free
trying
right
to make
to
y'all
have
feel
it.
good.
I be trying to be like,
like you doing it by accident. Oops.
Oops. Trying to give y'all a choice, but sometimes I be wanting to take y'all choice away, okay? Because y'all don't let me down there. I don't like it.
I have a friend, right? And she had messaged me and was like, bro, I got something to tell you. I thought it was gonna be extra juicy. And she was like, so this nigga, right? I was like, giving him head, and I went down and I licked his butt. And I'm just like, okay. Well, like,
baby.
It was just like
basic.
I was just like, okay, like I thought you was really gonna tell me something juicy. Like, was there more? I think he liked it. Of course he did. What else?
Right.
That's what.
And that too is the reason they be scared they gonna like you. They ain't scared. Don't touch me right there. I don't want all that.
I don't like that.
You ain't want me to bring you to your knees. That's what it is.
I legit. I had a friend, right? And when we are no longer friends. That's why I said I had a friend. And if you're asking, did this situation break y'all up? Yes. So he told me, he said, yeah, I don't be liking like when y'all be going past the point of no return. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't understand. And he was like, yeah, one time I was this girl was giving me a head and she kept like nudging that she was gonna go and eat my ass. And I was like, okay, like what's the problem? So obviously I didn't want that. And I'm like, okay.
Obviously.
So I guess he kept telling her, he kept telling her no, like, hey, don't do that. And she was like, no, but you're gonna like it for real. Like, give me a chance. No. So again, she pulled a move and tried to do it anyway. And he like socked her in the top of the head. Like, I'm like, hey, he was but it was by reflex.
She shouldn't have did it.
Yeah. But I was like, you have to hit her. Like I said, so what happened after the fact? Because I know that, I mean, you getting punched in the head, it's game over. Like that's right. I assume. She was like, nah, like she wanted to continue. And I was like, and did you let her? If she wanted to continue after you legitimately punched her, did you let her continue? Nah, like, because I told her don't eat my ass. I'm like, but did she apologize for it though? Like if she said, my bad, like, oh, I didn't know that she really mean it like that, blah, blah, blah. She was like, yeah, she said the whole thing, but it just let me know that I can't trust her. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, somebody say no, then
Yeah, I mean, if he
Yeah.
said he didn't want it, yeah, she should not did it.
But
But I do think that the reason why they don't be wanting it because they think they're gonna like it.
no, they think it's gonna make them be gay. And I'm like, I don't understand the
That
correlation here.
doesn't make sense.
What's the correlation? Because you like your
Nothing.
ass getting I think they correlate getting your ass eaten with being homosexual and that naturally
But that's
being
because of how
effeminate.
that's
Like
because how it feels. That's because of how it feels. Like it feels so good that they think it's feminine.
That's so weird. That's fucking weird. How does that even how does that compute? How does that compute? I don't understand.
I don't know, but
it's unfortunate. Y'all
they
missing
don't
out.
be liking. That's
Y'all
why I'm
missing
happy.
out.
That's why I'm happy. Y'all like vagina too. Okay, to move into our next
Did
segment.
you answer the question, Boonie?
Yeah, I did. I said I think it's intimidating because people like men, they just don't like vagina. They don't have a relationship with the genitals or whatever. And I think you need to build a relationship with it and not just, when you're having sex. Like Van said, like sometimes it's cool to just let's explore each other, not necessarily for us to have like this amazing sex, but let me just learn how to please you. I don't think nothing wrong with that. Let's test things on each other. That should be. But to move to the next segment, which is the Let's Fix It segment, how can we make foreplay less intimidating? We just answered that a little bit in the last one. Like I just said, make time to just explore each other's body, just to learn each other's bodies, and not necessarily only for sex.
Learn what each other likes in general,
communicate.
Very much so. We don't spend enough time communicating with each other, especially specifically about sex. I don't know what it's weird how if you're getting to know someone, whether it's early or somebody can deem it early, but it's weird how it's deemed inappropriate to talk about what you like sexually.
Right. Yeah,
especially if it's like, oh, I was talking to this girl for a couple days and she just wanted to she wanted to tell you what she liked, so when you guys finally get there, that you know what you're prepared to make her feel good. Shouldn't that make you feel comfortable?
But yeah, we should normalize that, talking about what we like, because people be so against it. It's like, I don't want to talk about it. You'll know when we get it.
That's so weird to me.
It's like you'll know when we have sex. How?
Exactly.
We talked about that in the last episode. Like,
how am I gonna know if you don't tell me? Because you ain't gonna tell me when we do it.
I think it needs to be more normalized for people to learn their own bodies too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Masturbation is not just playing with yourself. Learn yourself. One of my friends had taught me that. She was like, she had told me, Nick, you gotta make love to yourself. Like, really,
yeah.
Like I mentioned on the last episode, mirror play, sit in front of the mirror, touch us, and not just your genitals either. Like it's more things. Touch yourself, touch your skin. It's areas on your body where you're very sensitive. You rub across it or massage it or whatever. That could be an erogenous zone. It turns you on or whatever. You just have to get to know your body, and not just your genitals, your whole body, because you get feelings from all over.
I do advocate for normalizing learning your body, because I can only speak for myself, but I never knew what an orgasm was, or I didn't know what an orgasm felt like until I was like 25, 26. And I had sex way before that. So I'm just like, that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But I never took the time to, I didn't know that was like acceptable, quote unquote acceptable. But like, it was just like,
no, that's real. That's real.
Yeah. Especially
Okay.
growing up in a religious household where it's like, yeah, you don't do that. Because I already felt like me having sex prior to marriage was like doing something wrong, and I already know that I was doing something wrong, so I didn't want to, quote unquote, like add to my sins by doing all of that extra. So yeah, I heavily advocate, please learn your body, please, 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 and please, because I do now know myself, and now it's a great experience. It's wonderful.
Also, let's talk about that too, because that is a thing. Like, we grow up being told that it's wrong. It's wrong to want to explore your body. It's wrong to have sexual feelings when we're human beings. That's like one of the first things that you're aware of a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you it's wrong for you to be aware. You're too young. Well, if that's the case, why does my body feel like this? I'm not doing it to myself.
Right.
I'm getting these feelings from my body, and I do feel like, especially in the Black community, but I feel like that's all communities. Like, they demonize sex. They tell you having sex is wrong when you're growing up. They tell you shouldn't do certain things, and then when you become an adult and you get married, you're automatically supposed to know how to
please your partner.
Please your partner. That doesn't make sense.
But it goes across communities simply because it transcends communities in a way that, because of religion, because no matter what color you are, no matter what ethnicity or background that you have, religion is always the common factor that, yeah, don't touch yourself, don't do this, don't do X, Y, and Z. There's always a set amount of rules that tell you not to be human, essentially.
Right.
But that's a whole nother conversation about religion. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, please normalize all of these things. We are human. We should want to know each other, and especially if taking out the community factor about it, we should know ourselves. Like, but
we
it's
definitely
unfortunate.
need to talk about that too, and how the religious part of it, the guilt that comes with it. Because a lot of times, I tell you, my first time, I thought I was going to hell. Literally, the guilt was so bad. Like,
it was crushing.
And like during too, it affected me even like getting the real experiences. I'm like, the whole time, God is watching me. Like,
yeah, that's traumatic.
It is. And I've actually slept with someone who felt that same way, and he expressed that matter to me, and he was just like, that's kind of why we broke up, or that's one of the reasons why we stopped talking, because he felt that he felt uncomfortable feeling like wanting to have sex with me, but also wanting to, worship his God the way he thinks that he should worship his God. And I was like, well,
I want you to get that dick wet.
I'm saying, I tried to convince him, but like, no, let me stop. But no, I definitely respected his decision.
Give it to you. You're gonna make it work like that.
He really felt guilty every time. Like, the first time, it felt natural, but then he expressed his regret. So I'm like, okay, so me trying to be understanding of the situation, I was like, okay, so we don't have to have sex. That's okay. But him being a human and him spending time with another human he's attracted to, he naturally felt like he wanted to have sex. So I'm like,
I went through the same thing.
I was like, so what do you want to do for you? Because whatever you want to do, we'll do that. If you don't want to have sex, that's fine. I'll be there for you, but not in that capacity. I get you. But if you want to do that, like, because me personally, I don't want to have sex with someone and then them literally right after vocalize the fucking regret that they had. Like, I'm like, bruh, it's traumatic for me too. Like, I don't want to hear that. But, it's
like, God is
unfortunate
watching me, nigga. I don't see that nigga.
we really gotta talk about it, especially when it comes to the fact that we are creations of God. Like, if He created us, he knows that there's only these parts of the body are only made for pleasure. You can't pee out your clit. You can't pee out the
Right. Right.
I'll say that. The only thing that clit do is tangle. It might pulsate a little bit. It might pulsate a little bit. Ain't nothing coming out there. You trying to tell me God ain't want me to please myself? You lying. Like I said, God wants you to get that dick wet and that vagina wet. Get it wet. Because why he made it like that?
I don't know, man.
That's how he created it. Shoot. That's crazy though, because all of us have experiences like that. Because I went through that too for a while when I was with my ex, and like in my early 20s, I went through a lot of like the unlearning stuff. All of that stuff kind of happened to me at one time, and it was so hard. It was a lot of stuff that just I started realizing about myself or whatever. It started happening at one time, and it was hard. And then, I was reading the Bible and stuff, and I'm having these feelings like I want to have sex, but I feel like I shouldn't have sex. I'm supposed to be a good person. I'm a good girl. I was stuck in that good girl. I'm a good girl. I'm not supposed to do this or whatever. And it really drove me crazy, like literally. And I feel like one of the reasons why I kept going back and forth for my relationship too with my ex was because of that. Because on one hand, it's telling me don't do this, and it's telling me I need to do this. Like, don't do this. On one hand, you telling me I shouldn't have sex. And on this hand, you telling me if somebody does something bad to me, I should forgive them. So I'm going back and forth. I can't do this, but I can do this. I should forgive somebody, even if they do something, terrible to me. But I can't experience certain things without having this relationship. But if I don't have this relationship, how am I going to experience these things? Do I need to get married? Should I stay single? It was a lot that was going through my mind. So yeah, then it all came down to forget this book. This is fictional.
Now that
I am not about to live my life by this.
With that being said, I have a question. Like, so do you feel that so people who believe that, that believe in abstinence and celibacy until marriage, do you find that that's why they get married earlier?
Yes.
Like, just to have, like,
because I was on the craze, like, we got to get married. Me and my ex really was going back and forth. We was having Bible studies, and I'm telling him, you want to have sex with me? Because I wasn't having sex with him. It was like, I'm not doing this. It's wrong. I should be married. We should be married. You want to have sex with me? We got to get married. Stuff like that. To somebody who is terrible. I should not be talking about marriage with this person. But because I feel so guilty, I feel like I got to marry him.
That was the complete reason behind my first marriage.
I feel like it does force you into certain situations that you shouldn't even be in because you're trying to follow it.
It's like, we're this supposed to make things better and all of that. Like,
that junk drove me crazy. I had to put that junk down.
That's such a weight to have on you, though. Like, to those that can honestly believe in the traditional religion, kudos, because me personally, I felt it's such a weight.
It is.
Then you gotta follow all of these rules, but then your body and your life and your life experiences are contradicting and conflicting with that. That's so heavy. That's why I couldn't. Nope.
Yeah, that's why I put it down. I was like, look, you ain't doing me no good. God gave me these genitals for a reason, not just to have somebody baby.
It caused me much more stress than anything when it came to that worry, all of that stuff.
It traumatizes you. It makes you, that guilt is that's another thing we need to talk about too, guilt. And how our parents be manipulating us by making us feel guilty too, because I
literally added that to my podcast topic list right now.
Literally, because they make you feel guilty to get you to do certain things.
Oh, my mom is the guilt trip queen.
Girl, our parents, especially that word disappointment. You disappointed me.
The way
I'm
they would throw that
disappointed in
around.
you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that you manipulative. That's what you is. Manipulation. Man. But we can go to the next segment with this question, which is the story time segment with this question. Do any of you have a story when you experienced foreplay so bad it turned you off from ever doing it again, or experience so bad it just made you like, is this how this supposed to, like, this can't be what this supposed to be?
So if anybody else want to go first, they can.
No, you can go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
This is a little embarrassing, and the messed up part is I know that this is probably gonna be the clip too that you put on TikTok, and she follows me on TikTok too, so she knows. I'm not gonna say her name, but she had it was my first experience having playing with a dildo, and it was a glass dildo. So she was like, "Oh, I want you to put it in my butt while you play with me," and so I was like, okay, so we're messing. I was like, this is cool. But it goes back to the part where you said you need to prepare.
Yes.
For that. She was not prepared. So so as I stick it in there in her anus, in her butt, I pull it out and it's a whole bunch of boo-boo.
Oh.
Just like then I was just like, I
almost threw up.
Girl, almost threw up, and I showed it to her. I promise you, I showed it to her. I was like, and then she was like, "Keep going."
Like, nigga, this a part of the show.
No.
Yo, bro.
That was the end of the session.
One of my cousins told me that she boo-booed on somebody when she had anal. I would be so embarrassed. Like, maybe I probably wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie, I don't be embarrassed about nothing. But ew.
That I never did that during foreplay, but that same thing happened to me trying it with having sex.
What happened? You never told me this.
Because it was just recently, and I didn't know. Like, oh, shit, I must be ain't did something right. I don't know.
What happened though?
Boo Boo was on the dildo or whatever when it came out. Well, it was like a dildo vibrator type of thing, and it was.
You shook that junk out you, huh?
Yeah, but it was crazy because.
Shut.
What are you supposed to do? Like, clean? How are you supposed to allow that to not happen?
You're supposed to clean yourself out, like the enema. If you gotta do the enema, you gotta clean out before you do that.
I wasn't very aware.
It's a day or two process before
you gotta. Yeah, it's like a full day of you cleaning. You gotta clean yourself out. You gotta eat certain foods. You can't just eat any. You can't eat pizza and stuff like that and trying to do it. Because that stuff, when it comes out of you, especially if you ain't using no condom. I use condoms when I do anal. Yeah. Because I don't want nothing to happen to the penis, I've never tried it with a dildo.
And don't go back and forth either.
But
that's
a glass dildo?
That was the visual too. It was just like, it was all over it. And I'm just like, and like, I felt so dirty. I went immediately to the bathroom, washed my hands and everything. She wanted to keep going.
That right there is a freak.
I was just like, ugh.
Glass.
But I want to point out what you said, because I've done that before, but nobody has ever told me if they've seen anything on it. Because again, like she said, she wasn't aware. I wasn't aware at the time that I was doing it, so I wasn't aware of how you're supposed to clean yourself out, prepare, and all that kind of stuff. But nobody ever told me if they've seen anything or nothing like that. So my biggest fear right now is that they probably did and just didn't say nothing.
Girl, it done happened. That ain't even your problem no more.
It's
For the
on,
person
it's
that
also on
I
the
did it
guy to
with.
No,
say
but
something.
Closed mouths don't get fed. If you ain't said nothing, I ain't happy.
I can't.
Nah, but
Dude, I'm sorry.
I guess it
I'm not
depends
into
on what
I
scat
you.
guess
play.
we learned something today. But yeah, I wanted to piggyback off of what you said earlier, Royal. Dudes, when a guy tried to go back and forth, I said, "Nigga, are you stupid? Are you nuts?" I
That's
said, "What are you
BV right
doing?
there.
You
Also,
literally
I
just
know the visual or like the feeling of you pulling your meat out somebody's butt and they suck it. It look good, but you shouldn't do that either.
yeah, like what people are doing that?
Yes,
Oh my god, my stomach.
that
Oh
is
my god.
nasty.
My stomach bubbling.
Oh my god, my
Only thing
stomach
that junk
hurts.
should go when it comes out is to wash. That's
Shower.
why I
Right?
use condoms though, because if you want to be freaky and suck it, you take that condom off and you suck it like that. Cause I ain't want no raw meat in my butt.
I barely see
Cause
how people.
cause I'm a freak. I want to keep going after you done put that. After we done did that. What you about to say, Shaniqua?
I was just basically saying I barely be wanting to do it, taking it out of the vagina. I barely want to suck it, take it out of the vagina. So taking it out of your butt.
And one to suck like ugh.
Girl, you don't want to suck it where they take it out your vagina. Why not?
I said I do it, but I barely want to do that.
Why? You don't like how you taste?
Nope.
You know how I be posting on Facebook, I taste like chicken noodle pack.
You said what?
I'll be every couple of years I'll post on Facebook, I taste like chicken noodle pack because I had a story
I heard
where I was having sex with one of my exes and like I would suck him off in between and then you taste yourself on it. I'm
Right.
like, this one got a little seasoning on it.
Shut the hell up.
You sure it wasn't him? 'Cause
Not chicken noodle pack. No, I'm dead.
It might have been bad. It could have been a mix of both of us, but it tasted like chicken.
Shut the fuck up.
I heard some guys say that they don't like to eat a girl out afterwards. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
After what?
After what?
Like after penetration.
What?
Or they don't like to
that,
or
that's so childish.
the worst part to me is after
Kissing.
a girl the kissing like
Yeah.
what?
Nigga,
So you dirty?
childish.
Like,
So
that's basically saying you dirty to me.
That kissing thing, it be blowing me because I'm like,
they
what
don't
are
want
you
to kiss you
talking?
after. Nigga,
I'm like, you gonna take these lips.
You
all
gonna
right?
get this, and not just this lip, you gonna get this tongue.
Yeah,
If I had to taste
fact.
you, guess what? Because I be tasting myself on y'all all the time.
All the
Not
time.
y'all. But
Well, we get what you said. But like, yeah, that kissing thing blows my life. I'm like, nah. What you
I don't
mean,
think
no?
I ever had a foreplay moment that made me like, except for like when I first started having sex, how niggas used to give head. Like it would just be like a little flick of the tongue, like
yeah,
click, click,
and then
click,
it would go.
and then they go in there.
That's it.
Like nigga, that's nothing. You just tasted it. It's a taste test. This ain't no appetizer.
But then
You
sit there and expect you to go all the way in when it's time for you. Like
he said that's a Costco sample. That's a Costco
sample. This ain't
sample.
no sample, nigga. You need to eat.
Sam's Club sample, Costco sample.
I know you hungry.
Nigga, this shit is a buffet.
Eat your food now.
Oh man, she said eat your food. No, but they would legitimately be like,
yeah,
like, what is
that
that?
little lick, that little flick, and then it's like, okay, like I remember, like I said on the last one of my exes was like, yeah, you was the first girl I ate out. You didn't eat me out.
You
nigga.
didn't do anything. Like
you just sampled. That
was
doesn't
nothing. Even constitute as a sample.
That don't count. It don't count.
Oh my
But I don't
god.
think I had any
I don't think I
bad
have
foreplay
either.
moments. Except no foreplay. Oh, I remember it's this dude that I keep forgetting that I had sex with. And it was because it was just terrible from the beginning. Like he smoked a cigarette before we had sex. So his mouth tasted like cigarette. And that's all I could focus on. Like he was kissing me, his mouth tasted like cigarette. We didn't do no foreplay. He nutted in like 20 seconds. I don't even know if I could count it. And he was like, he didn't use a condom. And see, I should have made him because he had babies. He was fertile.
I have a question.
He did come inside me too.
For y'all ladies. Every woman I've ever talked to said they had that experience. What goes through your mind after a man like ejaculates really fast like that? What is the thought process after that?
I've laughed. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd be like, I knew that 30-second pussy was gonna get you. That's how I be. Okay. Like he literally nutted in 20 seconds and he was like, I should have used a condom. I'm like, nigga, that was not gonna help you. He was gonna nut the same just with the condom on.
I had one that did in 3 minutes, and like I don't know, because we looked at the time, it happened, and then he was like, no.
It don't even be that long sometimes. Like, it be seeming a little longer than it be, but it don't even be that long.
No, you can tell it wasn't that long because when he looked back at the clock, he was like, ain't no way. And I was like, yeah.
It don't be that long, bro.
And he was like, you ain't get yours, did you? It's all right. It's cool. And he was like, no. We gonna make you get yours. I like, no, I'm fine. I swear to God, I'm fine.
That is so funny to me.
That shit was so funny. I was like, come on, let's go. We got places to be anyway. Come on, let's go.
Bro, it really do not be long. But that's why I say the dudes that say they only can nut one time, because it's like, and they be like, I know I'm enough ass. Then why are we here? What does this got to do with me? Oh, because clearly you got this figured out. You only can nut one time. You know you go nut fast. Why I'm here?
I had a conversation with one of my friends who told me that he was a quick ejaculator, and like I'm actually happy he did though, because that's something that a lot of guys don't talk about.
Right.
And so I was just like, thank you, bro, for telling me. And he was like, he don't know what to do. And I'm like, so I had to break it down. And there's different things that you could do to you're getting into your mind too much. I said, you're in there. I said, you have to enjoy it a certain way. I said, it's gonna start with you playing with yourself. Like you have to stop yourself from doing that. So I told him, like, I'm pretty sure your girl don't like that.
Yeah, because who does? Especially if you only, it's cool if you don't do it.
I want it over with. So I am the rare one, because like I'll actually be getting mad at my husband. I'm like, bro, hurry the fuck up. Like I do not care if you come in 20 seconds, in 3 minutes, 5 minutes. That is perfectly fine with me. And he's like, nah, we got to make this. Like, he does go a long time. And it irritates me. I'm like, come on now.
I know you was going to say that. But me, if you only nut one time, I don't like that. If you nut, you can nut more than once. Okay, you can nut in 30 seconds the first go round. That's cool. But if that's all you got, and a lot of guys don't like having sex after if they only can nut once, they don't like to keep going to get you yours. So it's like it's over after I nut.
I thought it was weird. I had one ex that
baby, I'm here for a good
keep
time,
going, but not like a nut and stop for a second, then go. Like, no, he would nut and keep going, and I'd be like, yo, stop. Like, he would still be hard and keep going.
That sounds fun.
I know.
Yeah, because this vagina don't really got no age on it. Like, I know I'm 32, but this vagina is half that age. So one time, it don't cut it for me.
I'm being a comedian. You better come when I come, or come when I come back.
Right, because that don't work. That don't work for me, bro. Like, but I get it's a
I would
lot of
feel
y'all
horrible
that
about myself for real. I swear I'd be so down on myself.
it be
Like,
niggas that know and they do not care. I have dudes that I ain't even had sex with yet that be like, ooh, I know I'm a nut fast, and I only nut one time. Stop talking yourself out of this
there was
coochie.
there's a whole chart they show with like good pussy 5 or 6 minutes, you know, like whack pussy, or like y'all just making a chart to make excuses why you nut fast. Like y'all just
Yeah,
that's an
they
One
excuse
more
are.
chart.
thing that can go
Excuse
around,
shut.
like nut, clean off, do it again, nut, clean off, do it again, and like this is within like hours in the
Sounds like
night.
a good
It
time,
was,
bro.
it was a very good time. I'm not gonna
That
lie,
sounds
it was
like a good
fun.
time.
It was fun. It was a lot of energy put into that night.
The rounds be fun sometimes. It depends on if you like. I'm only gonna have sex with people that I like, so I need them rounds. I guess I'm gonna have to date some younger dudes, huh? Dilemma of getting older.
Somebody's 26-year-old son sitting there staring at you, trying to give you the time of your life.
Oh gosh.
The
I
dilemmas
don't
of
know.
getting old.
It's like at first I'd be upset. Like in the moment, I'd be like, man, what the fuck? But then I'm like, oh, how sweet.
No,
How sweet. Like
I would feel okay, but at the same time, I feel like the people who nut quick, it don't matter what they sticking their thing in, so it ain't really gonna make me feel that good. Cause I'll be like, this
no,
just be happening.
okay, so it depends if they're if there's somebody I'm just starting to talk to, and like if I had sex with them for the first time and it happens, and that's like, then I don't really know them, their sexual history,
Right.
then it's like, all right, I'll be sympathetic. But like if I know that you can last longer and you just didn't, I'm like, oh, oh, me, little old me. What happened? What's different?
Congratulations.
And I, what's different? Like, what happened?
Congratulations.
It's an ego boost for me. And so I'm like, then I have to ask, like, so what's different? Like, did you just
Cause I
not,
wanna know
did you not
too.
masturbate earlier or something? Nah, I mean, it's just really tight today. I'm like, oh, how sweet. It's cute. Thanks. I've been doing Kegels a lot. Thank you. I've been trying. But yeah. It's like getting mad. I used to be the one who got upset, but I'm like, you owe me another, you definitely owe me another
You
round.
gotta
Like
do something. You gotta
you
do
gotta do,
something.
because like getting mad doesn't do anything, especially if they
I mean,
already
I ain't
feel
gonna get
bad.
mad, but I ain't gonna have sex with him no more.
No,
If
definitely
we ain't
understandable.
already in a relationship, we
Yeah,
not in a like committed relationship.
then yeah, I get it. But it's like I try my best. Like I try, like, okay, I'm the type of person who I visibly cannot hide my feelings.
Me
You're gonna
neither.
even I could lie to you and say I'm feeling one way, but my face will tell the truth. I can't hide it.
Some of them like when
So
you lie.
you said what?
Some of them like when you lie. They okay with that.
I'm not doing that for you. I'm not.
Me
No,
neither.
you need to learn. But
Right.
like I used to be like, so when my face they would finish fast and my face is like full of like sadness. Like it doesn't do them any good. They already feel bad. So I'm like, I try my best to mask it. I'm like, sorry. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's all right. I mean, it happens. There ain't nothing I can do. You already feel like shit, and I know you feel like shit. So I'm not gonna do anything to make it worse.
Oh
Unless I
yeah.
really don't fuck with you. Then I'm like, feel how you feel.
I'll be like,
But
that's it. That's all you got in the tank. Mm. And I'm gonna say, And when I say that, that mean I ain't coming back.
yo, there was this one time where like, I mean, it has nothing to do about finishing fast, but like it was ugh, my one and only experience with a person of non-color. So yeah, I noticed that that's. I mean, I know it's like I said, it's my one experience, so I don't know. I didn't give it enough time to see if it was any other, like if it got better than that. But so I was given. It was the big reveal when I finally saw how his penis looked, right? So again, like I mentioned earlier, I cannot hide my feelings on my face. So I saw it and I was disappointed. And so I guess he saw that. I felt so bad for him. He was like, "It gets bigger, I promise." And I was like,
I
"Oh."
remember you telling us that.
I felt so bad because
Not all.
I didn't want to be mean to him. I didn't want him to
It
feel
gets bigger, I
bad.
promise. Nigga, don't lie like that.
No, it genuinely did. Like he was
Nigga.
a grower, definitely. He was a grower, not a shower. But like still, I felt so bad that I made him feel like shit. Cause obviously he was like, this is the first time that I probably ruined his time with a black woman ever again. Cause I was also his first person of color. So I'm like, I hate using that term, sorry. Black woman. Um, and yeah, I probably ruined his time. I feel
You
bad.
still had sex with him afterwards, ain't
Mm-mm. I
you? You
just sucked his
didn't.
dick. No, I sucked his dick, but I didn't fuck him.
That's
Cause it was
something.
just, I mean, you're not gonna, not with that. It was just really weird. Like that changed my whole experience with having sex with a white person because I'm like, I can visibly see when the blood reaches the penis, and yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me
Mm.
very uncomfortable. Like I can see it, and it gets really red, and I'm like, how do people do this?
Yeah, I don't like my meat rare. I like it well
Oh my
done.
god! But in the mention of rareness, like they do, white people, they taste different, like their skin texture, not even like they taste
Mm.
different, and it's not in a good way at all. Like black skin is wonderful skin. Like can't nobody beat us. Can't nobody beat us. But like when I gave him head, I was like, no, not for me. I was like, no, gross. I
Gross.
Yeah,
mean, but
I don't
like
think I've ever eat that
their
uncooked
penises
meat.
really get red. That's so weird. Ew. Like you can see the blood travel.
Mm. Mm.
It's so interesting. It's like a science exhibit. You get to see it. No, like there's it's like you can see it and then her crotch gets red and then it goes to the center. And I'm like, wow. Like I was so entertained by that matter in general. Like I wasn't sexually attracted to him anymore, but I was just like, oh my God, that's so interesting. Like, ew. It was so cool. Like, oh my God, you got this is what you see every day, like when you like masturbate. He was like, and I asked him that. He was like, yeah. And I'm like, that's so interesting. Oh my God. Like, I just think it's so cool. Like, oh, not sexually
Not
attracted, no,
interesting.
but
He probably was like interesting.
nah,
Yeah.
because like he's translucent, so you legit see like all the veins, and it's
Not
so weird.
translucent.
I'm sorry, there's no other word. You can see
Not
right through
translucent.
them.
Ooh.
Oh man. Mm,
But to
interesting.
move on to the next segment, the wealthy health segment, do you have any sources that would change people's mind about foreplay? I feel like y'all should play games that is strictly about foreplay. Um, books, there's porn out there that teaches you how to do oral and different stuff. You can take classes and stuff
Mm,
like that. And like Van mentioned earlier, just practice on each other.
yeah, that's the best teacher.
Yeah.
But
What,
I don't have no other sources. So
what about you, Royal? Do you have any?
No real sources, like you said, just the porn. You could. There's different types of porn. You don't have to go to Pornhub and X videos every time.
Right.
There's,
Ed- educational porn.
there is a whole bunch. There's
Bro, I
actually
saw a
one
porn
site I
where
would
this.
one site I
Go
would
ahead, go ahead.
suggest. It's called the Porn Dude,
Mm.
and it lists all of the possible porn sites and all of that. Like it's very good. So I would suggest that.
I'm gonna try to remember that. Do I got a paper so I can put it in the description? You said porn dude.
Yeah. Some stuff might offend people, some people on there, you know, but he just described it's for people with all fetishes. So
Have you guys talked about fetishes on the old podcast?
Not yet.
I would love to be on that episode, please.
We definitely will have you.
Thank you.
I actually just added that to my podcast list too.
Fetishes. Gonna have great conversation about that.
Yes, I can't wait.
Okay, like also, I guess you could just type in educational porn. Like I watched a porn that had like 3 hours teaching how to eat vagina, and I watched it, the whole thing. I'm like, this is interesting. Not that I need the help. I think you know. But since we don't have any more sources, moving on to the next segment, which is the what would you do segment. We don't have any questions today, but don't forget to email us at socialcyclepod@gmail.com if you have any questions or if you want any advice, and we will answer it the best way that we can. Now, for the last segment, the Black Life segment, I wanted to ask the same question that I asked on the last one. Is there a form of foreplay you're afraid to ask your partner for, and why would you be afraid? Like any like, type of
I used to be afraid of like I said, be afraid of asking guys to eat my ass. And because most men feel very uncomfortable there. It's if you're already eating me out, then it's just one step down. But
like
do not move back and forth, please.
Yeah.
Said, please, like that.
They do that on porn. They do that stuff on porn. They do not.
Gross.
One thing I need for y'all to explain: they do not be pulling the penis straight out the butt and putting it in their mouth. Not all the time now. It's performative. Sometimes they have scene changes. They stop. They change the scene. They cut the scene and they make it look like that's what they're doing. Stop copying that. It is not safe to do that. It is not clean.
Guys
don't do that.
But yeah, I used to be apprehensive about asking guys to do that because they're eating butt was a taboo, as eating women out was at a point in time. But
doing anything that pleases women seemed like it was a taboo.
You're right.
We can't because it wasn't meant for women to be pleased. It was only the man and to make babies.
Of course, that's why it's we already know that. Everybody knows. It's so sad.
It really is.
If a woman's, they always say this, but they never like practice what they teach. They say like, "Happy wife, happy life," or "Happy blah blah blah," but wonder why everything is trash. Y'all say that, but y'all don't practice what you're preaching. Like, not even just in the wife sense. Like, if women are happy, you think men wouldn't?
Things run better when we happy. Because we control the temperature of things.
Exactly.
We do. We control the energy of things and how things flow. So when we're not happy, it ain't gonna flow well.
I truly believe in the statement, happy house, happy spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Same, because I think both people should be happy, but it definitely has been a lot of things, it's taboo to do to make women, to please women, to make women happy.
I think I don't know if I said it the last time I was never really afraid. The only one I was kind of nervous about was asking for the same thing, asking a woman to do that. But at a point I'm like, I don't care. That's what I want.
I feel like that's a part of head now. I ain't gonna say always, because I feel like you gotta prepare for that too, which is really just to clean really good right there. You just clean. It's not you don't have to. It's not as you don't have to prepare as much as when you're doing anal, but just clean it. Anytime you about to have sex or you think you about to, and I know y'all be doing quickies and stuff, so you don't. If you're doing a quickie, you don't got to worry about that, because I don't think people do all that when you do a quickie. I'm not a quickie type of person.
I was just thinking that. I swear, like that's something that I always like. I can't do a quickie. What's a quickie?
I can't do that.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I can't do that.
Sounds like disappointment to me.
You gotta be like, if we at a party or something and you trying to pull me to the side and get a little piece, you gotta tease me while we're at the festivities. You gotta turn me on and stuff while we're be creative while we doing certain things. I'll do it. I'll be sitting right beside you with a straight face at a party and like texting you pictures of me and stuff like that to see how you gonna react. And act like I ain't doing nothing. But you have to get for me to have a quickie, you gotta be getting me ready for that in some type of way, you know. But I'm not afraid to ask for anything either. Like, I'm gonna ask, and if you don't want to do it, I feel like I don't think that my partner has to do every single thing that I want, but I want you to at least try it. If you try it and you don't like it, I understand. But if you don't, you just refuse. I don't think I could be with somebody like that. You can go ahead, Van. Or Shaniqua, one of y'all.
What was the question?
What was the question?
Is there a form of foreplay you're afraid to ask your partner for? And why are you afraid, if it is?
No, there's nothing I've ever, because hell, I've said it about 5 times. I don't need it. So there's nothing I've ever had to ask for or needed to. I'm not gonna lie though. Although it's not something I've ever needed, it's not like it's something I've never had. And all of my partners, okay, all except one of my partners have been very good when it came down to the foreplay aspect of things. Like that, I've never had a bad experience. So there was never, if anything, they're the ones who kind of set the standard of what I would like when I am in that moment.
Right. Gotcha.
So I've never had anything to be afraid to ask for.
What about you, Shaniqua?
I ain't afraid of asking, and I ain't ashamed.
You said what?
I'm not afraid of asking anything. I'm gonna ask.
Okay. Got you. Well, if there's not anything else to add to this conversation, we are going to end it right here. Thank you all for coming on here and talking to me about this topic. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. And like, comment, and subscribe. Answer the questions in the comments and let us know how you feel about all of the questions. Don't forget to email us at socialpsychopod@gmail.com if you have questions or if you want advice. But thank you for watching, and we will see y'all in the next video. Bye.